Experience authentic food, drink, and culture from around the world as countries compete to see who will earn the top honor at the Embassy Chef Challenge.
Plus, it's everything you need to make sure your pet is well loved and taken care of, from free vaccines to vet advice. The DC Animal Health Fair has your furry friend covered.
Those stories are coming up. The news rundown is straight ahead. We Are Washington starts now.
Welcome to We Are Washington. I'm Cecily Fernandez.
And I'm Matt Granato. This week, we're talking about Apple's new flagship store in D.C., the funkiest parade of the year, and a renewed effort to legalize the sale of marijuana in the district.
Then jet-setting around the globe, one bite at a time, we're bringing you to the Embassy Chef Challenge. We'll have those features coming up on the way. But now, let's get to the news rundown. From climate change to cybercrime, preparing D.C. to thrive despite 21st century challenges is the goal of the city's first ever urban resilience strategy.
Following nearly 2 years of research and input from more than 1,000 residents across all 8 wards, Mayor Bowser unveiled Resilience DC, a strategy to thrive in the face of change. The inaugural strategy provides a roadmap for preparing the city for new challenges and promoting actions related to inclusive growth, climate, smart cities, health, and equity.
We're proud to say that this document deals head on with how growth has created more inequality and how we can focus on dealing with issues like affordable housing and making sure that our residents have access to quality education and good job opportunities to continue to live in the district.
The strategy is a result of a partnership with the Rockefeller Foundation's 100 Resilient Cities initiative.
Mayor Bowser went door to door in the Marshall Heights neighborhood as part of the kickoff for the 2019 Safer, Stronger DC Summer Crime Initiative. The initiative is a coordinated effort to reduce violent crime in specific areas in the district. Police Chief Peter Newsham says over the years there's been a decrease in crimes within the targeted areas thanks to focused enforcement. 7 fallen heroes from the Washington area were remembered at the 40th Annual Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Service.
Mayor Bowser and Police Chief Peter Newsham were among the leaders who paid tribute to the public safety officials who sacrificed their lives in service to their communities.
Just a block away is the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial. On that wall are the names of over 20,000 men and women who paid the ultimate sacrifice. This year alone, an additional 371 names will be added to that wall. 158 who were killed in the line of duty in 2018, and 213 who died in previous years, but whose stories of sacrifice have been lost to history until now.
From Lighthouse Yoga to Patrick's Pet Care, a diverse array of 45 local small businesses will receive $2.1 million as part of the Great Streets Fund program. Mayor Bowser celebrated the announcement surrounded by 2019 grantees who represent various small businesses in the 13 Great Street corridors across the district. The mayor says the investment is part of an effort to grow the district's emerging neighborhoods.
Richard Wright Public Charter School students led a rally to let girls walk in peace. After experiencing sexual harassment on a regular basis to and from school, a Richard Wright senior organized the event to bring attention to the issues girls experience on a daily basis.
Our young women wanted a platform in order to voice the problems, the issues that they are facing with sexual harassment, with catcalls, with sexual objectivity that they are facing as they travel to and from school. And so they wanted to use the Man the Block platform and an event to really galvanize the community and bring awareness, to bring advocacy and bring activism to this issue that isn't just around our students, but globally.
Let Girls Walk in Peace is a part of the Man the Block Safe Passage program, which brings adults together to ensure that young people can travel to and from school without the threat of violence or harassment. The Man the Block program was established at Richard Wright in 2011.
A new child care and co-working facility called Two Birds opens in Northwest, giving D.C. parents a chance to work near their children. Mayor Bowser cut the ribbon on Two Birds, which will bring 72 new high-quality child care slots for working D.C. families, and there's more on the way. The mayor also announced that the Office of the State Superintendent of Education, or OSSE, is receiving a $1.7 million federal grant from the Office of Head Start to increase access to quality care for infants and toddlers in D.C.
We have made increasing access to child care a top priority of our administration. Our children deserve it, our families deserve it, but also it's the only way that we will continue to grow as a city.
The spirit of funk bringing everyone together once again at the 6th annual Funk Parade along U Street. Musicians, artists, roller skaters, residents, Mayor Bowser, and even some members of the D.C. Council all dancing in the streets for this uniquely D.C. tradition that celebrates the city's vibrant music and art scene.
Mayor Bowser unveiled the Safe Cannabis Sales Act of 2019 that allows for the sale of recreational marijuana in the district. The mayor says the legislation will promote equity by ensuring that the benefits of the legal sale of cannabis, from jobs to revenue, go to communities disproportionately hurt by marijuana criminalization.
With regulations comes safety, and we can continue to have a safe and well-regulated cannabis industry in the District of Columbia. This is Mayor Bowser coming through on her promise to bring recreation to D.C.
Hawaiian dancers dazzled the crowd gathered at the Lincoln Theater to celebrate Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. The annual event features a variety of cultural performances to showcase the contributions of one of the fastest growing populations in the district.
Participants in a district workforce program called Project Empowerment shared their stories of success with Mayor Bowser as she visited the Prequel Restaurant Incubator. Project Empowerment helps returning citizens find employment. Participants who successfully complete job readiness training are then able to enroll in a Georgetown University Pivot program and earn a certificate in business. Last year, 390 returning citizens were able to find employment through Project Empowerment.
The unique thing about these programs, what it does, it combines intellectual studies with structured employment opportunities to give Pivot Fellows like myself the choice to venture into your own business and start your own business, or to gain meaningful employment. I would like to thank Pivot, the mayor, Prequel, and everybody for giving people like me the opportunity to overcome the mistakes that we made.
Following a $30 million renovation project, the Apple Carnegie Library at Mount Vernon officially opened its doors, and customers couldn't wait to get inside and take a few selfies.
Apple CEO Tim Cook greeted the first customers at the grand opening of the flagship store located in the iconic Carnegie Library, which opened in 1903 as D.C.'s first library. The Historical Society of Washington, D.C. will remain as the building's long-term tenant, and the plaza in front of the entrance will be dedicated to public concerts and events. But for many residents, it will now be the best place to go for the latest Apple products. The newly reimagined International Spy Museum is now open at L'Enfant Plaza with a $162 million upgrade and an entirely new space. The 140,000 square foot museum boasts the foremost collection of spy artifacts in the world and plenty of interactive exhibits that enable visitors to experience the world through the eyes of spies.
Through the eyes of spies. I like that. That sounds good. It has a ring to it, right? Just a quick minute to recap some of our news items from this week. We'll start right where we left off with the Spy Museum. A lot of interactive displays, a lot of things to check out, a lot of new stuff if you haven't been to the Spy Museum before. And they tackle some tough questions like torture and things like that that go into that whole culture of spying.
I was interested to learn after reading about the new Apple Carnegie Library store that at one time they were considering having that international museum at that Carnegie Library. Okay. That was years ago. I know there was a lot of different projects that were proposed, so it's nice that I have a feeling that this Apple store will take hold. I don't think that that's going anywhere for a while.
No, and like we were saying, it's interesting. People couldn't wait to get inside, start taking pictures, taking selfies. Tim Cook showed up.
Yeah, imagine that.
So Tim Cook came out for it. An interesting point that Apple made was that there's about 200 employees there, roughly half of them DC residents at the new Apple store. So finally wrapping up today with the Law Enforcement Memorial. This is always a tradition that's important to keep about, honoring people who've served their country and who have, made that sacrifice, made that ultimate sacrifice in doing so. And
I want to mention that 4 of the 7 officers who were being honored actually died from the result of being suffering a lot of exposure and getting cancer from the work they did following the terrorist attacks at the Pentagon.
Right.
So it was good to see those 4 officers from the FBI also honored.
Yeah, long-lasting effects, and that's some of the point of the memorial as well. Is that sometimes these are things that happen years following their service, and things that develop because of the service that they had given. So, yes, important to recognize the contributions that they all made.
And at the service, some of the family members said those officers would do that again.
Honor, fame, pride, it's all on the line at the Embassy Chef Challenge as countries from around the globe serve up their top dishes to compete to see who's best. Coming up, we'll show you who we crowned the winner this year.
Plus, we all love our pets, and now getting them the care they need is being made much simpler by DC's animal health fairs. We'll show you what's available after the break.
Welcome back to We Are Washington, and welcome to the Embassy Chef Challenge. The Embassy Chef Challenge, you really can only do an event like this in Washington, D.C., right?
That's what's so great about this event, is it really speaks to what a vibrant town D.C. is, because we have 190 embassies here, represented here at the Embassy Chef Challenge, about 19 different countries, top chefs from around the world, and we get the chance to taste the world one bite at a time.
That's right. Now, they do their own judging here, but if you remember last year, we walked around and we scored our own winners, right?
We have our own system in place. We are also judging.
All right, so we have a lot of different tables to get to, a lot of different food to try. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go see what they have out there. Okay, we are back by El Salvador with Santos, and let me tell you something. Remember last year when you watched the We Are Washington Embassy Chef Challenge? Who was the winner? That's right, El Salvador. They're competing again this year. I want to see what they're serving up, so can you let us know what you guys are making today?
So today I create something that we use a lot in El Salvador, but I just kind of elevate it to a different level. So I did chuar yuca, and then I wrap it with a corvina, and I serve it with a little cream of Morocco, and a little stew made with achote, and I also serve a little escabeche in it.
There is a competitive side to this, so when you're thinking about that, when you're preparing the food, what's your approach?
They can do whatever they want, but I focus on 3 things. I like flavor, I like presentation, and in this case, I want to make sure that I'm representing El Salvador.
So tell me what you wanted to prepare for this event.
Well, today what we prepared is a dish called soup jumu, and it's a dish that we usually have on the 1st of January to celebrate our Independence Day. But today I put a little bit of a twist on it, so we did a surf and serve version.
And with the soup, it's almost like you're kind of adding just everything that people love. It's like put some lobster in there, some beef, a lot of flavor. Exactly. Is that the idea, crowd pleaser?
Right, that was the idea.
What are we serving here today? What do you have for everybody to try out?
So for tonight I'll be serving some Belgian chocolate. It's going to be dark chocolate with passion fruit, white chocolate with basil, and milk chocolate with berries. So there is plenty of choice. We're pairing it with a Belgian beer that is actually a pretty famous beer. It has been in the market since the 1600s. So it's a pretty old brewery. Beer and chocolate, I don't think we can go wrong, right?
I was just going to say beer and chocolate. It sounds like you're trying to hit all the high notes for everybody.
Food is awesome, the entertainment is awesome, the drinks are even more awesome.
It's definitely Ghana, They had a nice rack of lamb chop, rack of lamb. It was very good.
My favorite thing so far is the ceviche from Peru. amazing.
So far, El Salvador is definitely number one right now. The crispy fish and then the sauce on top of it's perfect.
But I'm going to make sure I taste all of them, but I'm thankful that I'm not a judge because it's always so difficult to pick just one.
I'll tell you what, we've tried a lot of different food, a lot of really good food. Belgium is going to be hard to beat.
We're preparing our flag dish from Peru, which is the ceviche. It's what fishermen started making when we would go fishing. The easiest way to make a raw fish taste delicious, which is we cut the pieces of corvina, fresh corvina, in little small cubes, and then we season it with lime juice.
And you have a good luck charm here?
We have Lolita here. We brought our flag animal from Peru as well.
We stopped by the Cameroon table. I'm hanging out with Executive Chef Flora right now. I wanted to know what you guys had you were serving to everybody.
We have the corn made of, it's called cocky corn. It's a sweet corn, fresh sweet corn, made with spinach and a little bit of salt and palm oil. I wrap them and then you steam them. It's very, very nice. It's one of the main food we have in Cameroon.
I prepared the milk rice and chicken curry and onion sambal and sago drink.
Sri Lanka, we have the best spices in the South Asian subcontinent. We need to pass the message to the people in America.
Wow, okay, that was a lot of food. The scores are in, we've tallied all the results. We're gonna bring you the top 4 from the results that we picked. And it starts off with our last runners-up. We had a tie for this position, and that would be Haiti, and it would also be El Salvador, our winner from last year. They ranked, but they didn't come in first this year. So tell me, what did you like about Haiti?
Well, Haiti was really interesting because they took a traditional pumpkin soup. They call it La Revolution. It was excellent, very flavorful.
I enjoyed theirs as well. El Salvador was great again. We gave them the 4 for presentation, 4 for taste. That's a pair of 4s. Total is 8. They also scored 8. Haiti did. After that, our first runner-up, Sri Lanka, scoring a 4 for presentation and a 5 for taste. So tell me what you liked about Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka went with a curry chicken. I have to say I'm a little biased because I do love curry chicken, but they were very interested in showcasing all the amazing spices in Sri Lanka. So it was a very flavorful dish. It was a total success.
It left an impression.
It certainly did.
Which means our winner with the top spot, a little bit unorthodox, and this might have been what had them win the entire thing, was Belgium. Our winner, Belgium, and you know, one of the things that we pointed out was that you guys had a very unique presentation, and you went for dessert, and it tasted great, and that's really what did it for our show. So congratulations, we have a prize.
This is for you. Wear it in good health.
And congratulations.
After the break, the DC Animal Health Fair has you covered from free vaccines to vet advice. We'll let you know how you can get your pet the care they deserve.
The district is making it easy to be a responsible pet owner with animal health fairs all around the city that offer free vaccinations and plenty of great advice for caring for our furry friends. Take a look.
Heart sounds great, tongue sounds good, teeth are nice and clean.
4-year-old Muesli is perfectly at ease as she gets lots of pets and a vaccination during one of the free animal health fairs at Garrison Elementary in Northwest DC.
Good girl.
Yay, so pretty.
You get paw? You get paw? Yeah.
The animal health fairs are the result of a partnership between the Humane Rescue Alliance and DC Department of Health. They take place in each ward of the district, providing free vaccinations for both dogs and cats, dog licenses, and an opportunity to speak with veterinarians who volunteer their time.
Primarily, it's a vaccine clinic, right? So we want to make sure everybody's up to date on rabies and their distemper complex vaccine. So it has a complex of different viruses to make sure that we're not transmitting anything. Unfortunately, parvovirus and distemper are really big problems. So making sure everybody is vaccinated is going to help us kind of control that.
you know what? They like it because it's outdoors.
Right, yeah.
Believe it or not, so there's no fear. Because you try to get somebody into a vet's office,
Believe me.
I'll be dragged right back out.
One of the big advantages to the fairs is the animals are much more comfortable being outside and meeting some new friends.
I work in a small animal clinic, and it's definitely a very stressful environment where all the dogs are kind of on top of each other. Cats are hearing all the dogs barking. So this is really nice because they're not such in close confinements.
Little Roxy was also at the fair for her vaccinations and stole a lot of hearts along the way. Her owner got the chance to hear from the vet about what to expect as her baby Rottweiler starts to grow and grow.
Until about like 6 or 8 months, she's pretty much going to lose all her baby teeth and get the big tooth. So.
Cats were also welcome and enjoyed a bit more privacy in a separate tent, just in case anyone got a little nervous and tried to run away. Vet tech Kareem Woodard Sanchez also volunteers his time and says he enjoys a chance to give back to the community.
It's very heartwarming. I did all of them last year and I'm doing them this year again, to be able to help the community and the people who won't be able to afford these vaccines on a regular day-to-day basis. It helps you, it makes you feel good.
I want to mention that those vets and the volunteers were so nice, and I got a lot of great free advice for my dog also.
Were you able
while
to
I was
pick
there?
up a
Yes,
few?
I did.
It is great, and watching that, it made me realize, when you go and you get a pet, whether you adopt a pet or you buy a pet, a lot of that care that you have to do the year in and year out, you don't always think of it when you're in that moment because it's an exciting time, right?
Yeah.
So this is nice because what DC Health is doing is sort of lifting that burden off the pet owner a little bit and making sure that no matter what, there's no excuse that you can have your dog or cat or your pet taken care of the way that it should be, and that's a really great thing.
Yeah, great thing for residents to take advantage of.
That's all the time that we have for today, but we do have time for one last thing.
So are you familiar with the comedian Tommy Davidson?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
In Living Color.
In Living Color.
Right.
Well known for that and a lot of other things.
Yes.
Appeared with Jim Carrey, a lot of other comics, movies. He's actually from our area, which I didn't know.
Okay.
And when he was growing up, he was a big fan of Ben's Chili Bowl.
How could you not be?
Of course, everybody's a fan of Ben's Chili Bowl. Well, they are honoring Tommy Davidson. He now has his picture on the wall. He joins the likes of President Obama, Chris Rock, a lot of other comedians. But he is a comedian from here, so we went down. I have an interview with him that will show in an upcoming show, which I'm really looking forward to. But a lot of local DC comics came out for the unveiling of his portrait, presented by Virginia Ali.
I'm looking forward to seeing that, and also, thinking about him and his time on In Living Color. He did a sketch with Jamie Foxx as Ace and Main Man, and there was one in particular I'm thinking of where they met Johnny Gill. And Johnny Gill was trying to get into his own movie premiere, and they didn't recognize him.
I remember that, yes.
You remember that?
Yeah.
That was one of my favorites.
You can see it on YouTube, a lot of good stuff, and that show totally holds up.
It does, absolutely. Well, that is all the time that we have for today, but we'd like to remind you that we have plenty of features, plenty of shows that you can check out. Go search Entertain DC on YouTube, and you can take as much time as you need. Go check out all of them, right?
Yes, make it a full day.
There you go.
See you next time.